What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? With my peeps. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Taurus, Cross Watcher. Anybody that got little Taurus, lot of Taurus in their chart. I'm talking to you. This is a general read. It can resonate, it can not resonate. It depends on YOU and what you've been through. What is according to your timeline, if it resonates or not. Okay. Day ones, love you. New subscribers, welcome. If you're here for the first time, hit the description box. Shining bright to everything is all right. That's what's up. All about the healing. Looky here. All right, so what we got here, the deck is Spiritual Awakening. And what I get from this, when this card first came out, is that the collective needs to understand or understand the path. Not just the path. You need to recognize and you need to acknowledge your accomplishments. You know, like the last time when this came out, this was a little while ago, and I expressed how the collective have done great things, massive things, but you just keep going. You know, you don't acknowledge because you don't want to look at you consider that looking back to your past, but it's not. God don't want you to look back at your past. God wants you to acknowledge how you conquered, how you defeated your past, how you're no longer the same. This message, somehow, it keeps coming out. So I need you to stop what you're doing and allot some time to reflect over your accomplishments. I need you to think back over how far you have come. Like, some of you no longer smoking. Some of you no longer drinking. Those used to be things you did day in and day out. You couldn't stop. You were addicted. A lot of you need to acknowledge that whatever you were addicted to, you're no longer addicted to that thing anymore. You're free. That's not just something that you say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm in recovery. Yeah, I'm in recovery. No. You defeated that thing. You conquered that thing. You acknowledged that. That's an accomplishment. Because it's people here today. It's people, a whole lot of people that's trying and wishing and hoping that they one day too can be in recovery, can say that they're no longer drinking, no longer drugging, no longer addicted to whatever. You place whatever it is in that blank. But whatever that thing is, you're no longer tied and attached to that thing. You're free. And you need to acknowledge that. You need to give yourself, a lot of you, what God is saying, this is the key to being fulfilled and content and happy. You get to a certain point and you're happy, you free, you fit. Then later on down the line, you feel empty, voided, like something is missing. in your life. You go from one extreme to the other. And then you don't know what happened. Then you say, oh, somebody working on me. Somebody doing this on me. No. Sometimes, yeah, that's it. But sometimes it's because you're not acknowledging, you're not seeing all the good things that you are accomplishing, all the good things that you're doing, the things you're doing for other people, how you helping and blessing and you're loving people, how you are no longer allowing people to use you up. You're able to say no, and you have freedom and contentment in saying no. But a lot of the problem and the issue with you going up and down about being happy and content, it stems from you not acknowledging. You're not connecting to where you are right now and where you've been and how far you have come. You still just keep going on and on and on. Okay, let me go on to the next thing. Oh, I didn't do this. I got to do this. Oh, Lord, it's so much. I got to do this. I got to get this accomplished. I got to get this done. And then when you don't have enough time to get all these things that you put on this list done, then it's a problem. Then it's an issue. Then it's a setback. No. Well, what about all the stuff that you accomplished? What about all the stuff that you had already did? That you had scratched off your list, that you accomplished? What about that? You didn't even say, oh, wow. You didn't even say, woo, whew, you did that, girl. You did that. You know, you did that. You ain't even said that. You just moved on, crossed it off, and moved on. It's time to move on to the next thing. No, that's not how it goes. Because that's a never ending. You're never finished. You never accomplished anything until you acknowledge it. And the back end on that is that people, places, and things don't want you to acknowledge. People, places, and things don't want you to reflect that how you defeated, how you conquered. People, places, and things want to pull you back to the past, want to suck you back in. Because they losing everything. It's right here. It's right here. They're losing everything. And they're focusing on you because they believe that you're the reason why they're losing everything. But it's not. It's not. They're losing everything because of their choices and decisions that they made concerning you. And the choices and decisions that they made concerning them and their livelihood. That's why they're in the predicament they're in. So it's in reverse because you're not acknowledging. It's saying good job. You're not telling yourself good job. You're not telling yourself you woke up, you woke and you free. You're not saying, oh, I defeated this. Let me celebrate me. No, you're moving on to the next thing, making a new list. But you haven't took a breath. You haven't took a time. You haven't took a space to celebrate you. I don't think you understand or overstand how important that is. And you don't understand or overstand that what you have accomplished is a major accomplishment. A lot of people can't say that they are in a space that you're in, that they can't say that they free from this. They can't say that they free from that. They can't say that they did the inner work. They can't say that they truly love themselves. They can't say that they're content with just being with them. They definitely cannot say they balance their feminine and their masculine energy and they are in divine union. They can't say it. Majority of people have to have somebody in their bed with them. They have to have somebody to fill their head with words. They have to have somebody to fill a void. They have to have somebody that's rolling to the left and rolling and flipping and dipping and doing this and doing that. They have to have a body alongside of them. It takes a special type of person to be content with them, being content with being with themselves, being content with loving themselves, being content with speaking truth and speaking life to themselves. They don't need another individual. They don't need another person to tell them. They tell themselves. They don't need another person to buy flowers. It would be nice. But in order for you to be real and authentic and true to yourself, you got to tell yourself it is what it is. If you are with yourself, dating yourself, loving yourself, then buying your own flowers, buying your own candy, that goes along with that. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing is not wrong with that. Again, some people ain't bold enough to buy their own flowers. Some people want to talk it up and talk it down. They got to try to flip it and dip it and lie and coerce people to buy them flowers. But you don't got to do that. You confident enough to go after what it is that you want. If you want flowers, if you want candy, if you want a gift, if you want this and that, hey, and you don't have nobody, so you don't have a body, then you're confident enough to give it to yourself. That means you're never lacking. You're never lacking when you can give to yourself. But when you're dependent on other people to fill you up, to talk you up, to give you gifts, to give you time, to give you effort, you always gonna fall short. You always gonna have some type of lack in that environment. And so a lot of you have learned that. A lot of you have earned that. Because that is an accomplishment, to be confident enough to give to yourself so you're not lacking anything. You're confident enough and not worried about what somebody may think or say about what you give to yourself. Because when you give to yourself, you hold the power. You're not looking for nobody else. You hold the power of who you are, what you want, what you can provide for. The sky's the limit for you. When you can give to yourself, the sky's the limit. But when you waiting on somebody else to prove they love to you, to give to you, when when you try to be with people that truly don't respect you and honor you and love you, you just trying to be with them so you can have a body, you're going to come up short. You will be better off letting them folks go. Let them go head on to somebody else and free your mind, free your space, free your soul, free your spirit up from that mess. And give whatever it is that you think that you may need to yourself until that time comes where somebody, a body that's divinely ordered and orchestrated to come into your life. Because it's somebody for everybody. But also, too, we got to recognize that some of us just not going to have that body. That body is consecrated for the Most High. It's not meant for you to have a physical body next to you. It's not meant for you to have a physical body that's speaking and going on. What you have is deeper than what a physical body can give you. You have to have something deeper than that to sustain you. That's why a lot of your relationships didn't work out. Because the people you were tied to, they couldn't give you. They couldn't give you what you needed. You have to understand and overstand and understand that your requirements and whatever you need to sustain you, to make you happy, is down deep. That only the divine, the Most High, can give you. That's for some of you. That's why it's not going to work. And that's why if you grasp that, if you be honest with yourself, you will it will be something that will have a fire in you. You will start to realize that what you need to survive in this lifetime, only the divine can give you. No man, any man you get connected to, any woman you can get connected to, they're not going to be able to sustain you. All you're going to do is you're going to be put in a position where you sustain them. But they can't sustain you. Because it was never meant. It's not meant for you to have a physical body. It's meant for you to get everything that you need from the Most High. That's your physical body. Your spiritual body, your soul, and your physical body, your soul body, and your spirit body. It all to the Most High. But that's a special type of person. That's only that you got to know. You got to know. You got to know. Everybody you get with, everybody you be with, everybody you connect to, you end up being the one that's given. You end up being the provider, the soul, sustaining that food, that source of energy for them. But they can never give you anything back in return. The only thing that they can give you is something tangible. They can cook you a meal. They can buy you some clothes, buy you some flowers. But at the end of the day, what you give them, they can never, it's not reciprocal. They can never give you what you give them. And if you're that type of person that you find yourself always in that predicament, you're not meant to have a physical body, because you're not meant to be here to be a battery for somebody else. You're not here to be a source to one individual. You're a source for many. And if that person cannot fulfill you, then why? If they can't fulfill you like you fulfill them, I'm not saying that this person got to come in and, I'm talking about reciprocal. If the energy exchange is not equally given and taken, then it's not going to work. Because at the end of the day, you're going to end up being the battery. Down the road, years down the road, it'll be okay after a while. Yeah, everything good. But I'm talking about after you've been together for a while. When you really need somebody in your corner, when you really need a reciprocation from that person, they're not going to be able to give it because they are consumed with what you can give them. It takes over the whole relationship because of who you are. The energy source that you have. It's not meant. It's not meant because it's not that you can't, nobody don't love you. Oh, they love you. They love you. It's not, there's something wrong with you. Matter of fact, you're sexy, you're fine, you look good, smell good. You everything that somebody could ever want in an individual. But what about you? You always get caught with the shorter end of the stick because you got to realize, you got to come to terms with this gift that you have, this calling that you have. It's not no punishment because you can't have a relationship. No, you have to change your mindset. And if you want a relationship, you go for it. God allow anybody to have a relationship if they want. Just go on out there and pick you somebody. That's how it is. But the reason you have to remember why you're not in a relationship. You're not in a relationship because you're waiting for your person. You're waiting for someone that can give you equal give and take. But what God is trying to show you, some of you, not all of you, some of you. And to be honest, you already know. Whoever this is, when I'm speaking this, you already know what I'm talking about and you already know what time it is. This is just confirmation. Because you know that when you get in a relationship, when you get connected, I don't care if it's a friendship, I don't care. You always go through the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it's not at the point now where you see the people, you see them spiritually. It turns out they are good people. They're spiritual. They have a lot to offer. You have a lot to offer at the beginning, but it still end up being you as the battery, as the source. You holding it down. You giving more than the other person give. It's because it's not meant. You're not meant to have a body. Your body, your soul, and your spirit is only sustained by the Most High. Now, if you're a person that you feel, when I say that and you feel something and you know I'm talking to you and God has showed this to you and you don't want to hear, you want a physical body, you think that's a punishment, go on out there and get that physical body. Go on out there. I'm telling you, no one, and even God himself is not going to box you in. Go on out there and get you a physical body. Because you haven't learned, you haven't seen, you haven't felt that pain yet. You still want to go through the process and push. That's just like a people pleaser. They want to continue to please and please and please until they realize they being used up and abused up from people who don't care anything about them. They're trying to please people that don't even care anything about them, don't even like them as a human being. You're trying to please and change your life and manipulate and try to control and try a narrative that's not your narrative off of people who do not care. But until you learn that lesson, you keep on keeping on until one day you meet that one person that put things in a perfect perspective to you, that put you in a painful situation that you almost don't come out of. Because you're trying to please another individual, and that's a vampire that's sucking you dry, keeping you stuck, stagnant, leaving you for dead. You got to learn. So this is the same concept. You know it's been over and over and over again, and God is keep trying to show you, keep trying to come in. I'm your person. I'm your body. I'm the one that's going to sustain you. You are a special breed. You have a special anointing. You can't be with no anybody. You can't be with no everybody. They not going to understand your anointing. They not going to understand your energy. They not going to understand what your energy source is and how I'm sustaining that energy source for the collective, for your light to be able to give out to the collective, which is a special anointing on your life. It's going to take a special individual that don't come in and want to take and harness and possess your source and take it for themselves. It's not one. It's not one. So God has to protect you. That's not even what this reading is about. But this is for somebody. You need to own up to who you are. Some of you not going to have a relationship. Some of you are not going to be rich and famous, and no. What you have inside of you belongs to a certain amount of people. You're not meant and you're not called to be rich. You're not called to be famous. Some of you are just not going to be, where you think you're going to be. That's not where God is leading and heading you to be. Again, you have to be honest. You have to sit down with God and be led where God, the Most High God, is leading you. Not where you're leading you, not where you want to go, not what you want to do, but where the Most High God is leading you. So if it's not a relationship, God will supply. He'll supply all your needs, your wants, and your desires. See, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you go through God. God will give you better than what you think you may want. We only can think about to a little of what it is. God can supersede everything you think that you may want. God can give you exactly what it is that you want, that you can't even articulate. But God could turn around and look within you and honor and give you what it is that you want, and you didn't even know you wanted that. But you get it, and it's the happiest the happiest time in your life. It's the happiest thing that you ever had. You're so happy. You're so content. But you never ask God for it. You never ask. That's when God comes in and give you what it is that you want and you need, and you don't even know it. So I'm talking to someone. I'm talking to someone that needs to acknowledge themselves. Good job. Stay woke. It's a new day. It's a new you. That's what this says. And stop going to the next process, going to the next thing, and you haven't even acknowledged what you have done and what you have accomplished. Don't move to the next thing until you can say, till you can congratulate, till you can celebrate the things that you have accomplished, because that is part of your process. That's part of your destiny, to acknowledge that. Because in acknowledging that, that means that you could speak on that. But when you keep writing and keep moving on, you forget all the things that you have accomplished. It's as if you ain't accomplished nothing. You just keep moving. And it will take you to sit down and quiet yourself to be able to reflect of all the things that you have accomplished, because you did not celebrate, you did not honor, you did not acknowledge. You just kept moving. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not how God has it for you. Because it's as if you just keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. And it's giving me that God is saying that is disrespectful. Because all your angels, all your ancestors, and God himself, herself, is looking down, is protecting, is protecting you, is grounding you, is doing all this work with you. And when you don't even acknowledge it for yourself, then that means you're not acknowledging it with them. Because they the ones who are sustaining you, helping you, who is protecting you, blocking all these people out. But when you don't acknowledge you don't acknowledge them. It's as if, oh, okay, yeah, I just move on to the next thing. I just move on to the next thing. I just move on. No. When you honor you honor them. When you celebrate you celebrate them. Stop taking stuff so lightly. Everything you do is an accomplishment. Every goal that you meet is an accomplishment. Everything you do, every addiction that you free yourself from, every day that you don't smoke, every day that you don't drink, every day that you don't do those things, it's an accomplishment. Stop taking stuff so lightly, because you didn't do it yourself. You had a team, a spiritual team that was backing you, a spiritual team that was loving you, a spiritual team that was working alongside of you. And just like it wasn't easy for you, it's not easy for them. They deserve acknowledgement. They deserve a thank you. They deserve you to be able to reflect on that hardship, on that struggle, on that pain. And as you release it, you thank them. You thank yourself for going all the way through, because we see every day that we do these readings, that is people, places, and things that just cannot do it, will not do it. But you have. So here's gifts. Acknowledge your gifts. Acknowledge the spiritual awakening. Because people want to say that it's game over, but it came in reverse. The game ain't over. The game, they want the game to be, you want the game to be over, but they don't. They still playing the game, but you never did. You never played with them. They look at you as a game, as something to conquer, something to play with, but you're not. Here's your energy, Taurus. All right, so I'm going to run through this real quick. Real quick. All right. You got somebody. This person is pissed. Okay. I mean, they beyond pissed. They want to put their hands on you. They want to come into your life and put their hands on you because they, like I said, they're blaming you for the shortcomings in their life. That's the things that's happening to them, which they're broke. They're losing money. They're losing money. Losing money, losing money, losing money, losing money. Losing finances, losing wealth, losing material things, losing. And because they're losing, their anger and their bitterness of the things that they're losing, the stuff that's happening to them, they're trying to pin it on you. You're the reason. It's because of you. It's something that you're doing. And that is not the case. Anything that they're losing is because of their choices and decisions, not you. We only have control over our own lives. Now, yes, people try to control, people manipulate, people do all kinds of stuff. We already know that. But ultimately, we only control one person, us. We have one soul. We have one body. We have one mind and one spirit within us. And that is what you can control, not nothing else. But because this particular person do not want to acknowledge the choices and decisions that they made, the errors, the mistakes, they blame it on you. And the anger and the bitterness is coming towards you. This is the same energy. In the last couple of readings, been talking about the same energy, but this is, and it's the same energy, but it's just different little different things, but it's the same energy. People mad at you because you're not in the predicament they in. People mad at you because they made a choice to come for you and they had no business. You was never to be touched. People coming for you because God had told them to stop it and leave you alone, but they don't. So because they don't, now they losing. It's all about what? Reaping what you have sown. They have sown this energy, so they shall reap. And it's nobody else's fault but theirs. You can't reap it. You can't reap something that you have not sown. So whatever you've sown and you're reaping, it's not nobody else but you. It's nobody else's fault but yours. You can't give it to nobody else. You can't say it belonged to nobody else because you the one did it. That energy comes back to whoever sent it. Whoever projected it. Whoever is competing and comparing and all of that negative, conjuring up all of that negative energy to someone, and it don't belong to that person, it's always going to come back to that individual. And the end result is you're going to be broke down, busted, and disgusted. Because you had no business placing you had no business conjuring, projecting, putting your mouth on, gossiping, competing. Even when you compete with people, you have no business competing with people. God made you in the same image that he made everybody else in. If you're not content with how God made you, you want to come in and twist it and manipulate it. You want to be like somebody else. You want to be somebody. That right there is disrespectful. God don't make no mistakes. He makes perfection. We're not perfect, but we are perfection in his eyes. And because you laying your eyes on somebody else, and your eyes is, you think that that person, you placing that person above you. You placing that person as better than you. You placing that person as looking better than you. That's not what God said. God said you was perfection. I made you in my image. Well, if God made you in his image and your perfection, why would you want to trade that to be somebody else? People have to get it. You're no longer in the dark. This is the dark side. You're no longer stuck. Says don't know how to love. You know how to love. You love yourself permanently. Comfortable in toxicity. No, you're not. You have cut the cords of all those people and soul ties of all those people that was toxic. So because you're not comfortable with negative energy, living in negative energy, sitting in negative energy. You're no longer comfortable with that. Devil energy, all that obsession, all that drugging and sexing and all of that addictive energy. You ain't got away from that. You ain't walked away from that. Black magic. You ain't walked away from that. You have conquered that. You're untouchable. Dark energy projection. No. You're not receiving it. You're blocking it. And you're no longer entertaining that type of energy. You're content. If you can't send love, if you can't send light, you don't want to project anything out of order. We have a dark and we have a light. But you guard your dark because you guard your dark to balance your light. You don't project, you don't sin, you don't you don't cause a ruckus with your dark. Because we all have dark and light, but you balance your stuff. You balance yourself. You don't try to hurt and harm and send stuff out to hurt and harm people because you in your dark side. That because you in your dark side, you it's okay. No, it's never okay. It's never okay. We have it, but we have to balance it. We use it, but we balance it. We use it wisely. When you're in your dark side, you use it wisely and carefully. Because anytime you in your dark, that can take a whole nother level. It don't take nothing for things to get out of hand. That's why you have to make sure that you balanced. Make sure that if you on your dark side, you know, make sure that you are, you know, within, within grounds to do whatever you're doing. Make sure that it is just in order. Make sure that everything is good, because, and that you're grounding yourself, and that things are, you know, not getting out of hand. But this is in the reverse, because you're not this anymore. You walked away from this. You cut ties from this. That's not who you are anymore. But these people, they want to pull you. Like I said, they want to pull you. They want you to think about your past. But you refuse. You know that these people are trying to pull you, and it's a distinction. God wants to bring this up because it's a distinction between you and reflecting over your past and reflecting over you and accomplishments you made, then reflecting over your past and going back and being stuck in all of that negative energy. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Why this person did this? Why they did this? Why they treat me this? Why they say this? Why? Being stuck in that energy. You don't need to be stuck. It is what it is. They did what they did, and it is what it is. And you came out, you conquered, you accomplished. You're no longer that person. You don't need no closure. You fine. Well, what happened? Because what happened made you a better person. It made you reflect on who you truly is, what you are, how God has aligned you, loved you, shaped you, molded you, protected you. You all right. You don't have no reason to go back and reflect and be stuck. If you go back, you're going to reflect on who you're not anymore. What you accomplished, what you defeated. They don't want you to do that. But anyway, somebody want to come in, they want to talk. You're no longer allowing people to come in and talk and dump their problems, dump their issues on you. You're no longer a dumping ground anymore. You love people, you want to help people, but you're no longer, you set those boundaries. And these people want to come in and talk, and you're not allowing that. They want to come in and have a time. They want to come in and take space and time, and they want to tie you up. Tie your time up, and they want to, bogart, and they want to come back and have a space, but you're not allowing it. And so this is also for you, for people that not getting that's what these people are doing. You still allowing people to come in and dump, and God is saying to stop it. It's time to put boundaries out. It's time to stop people from calling you that you know within your whole soul and your being should not be calling you. You shouldn't be giving them any time, any effort. You shouldn't be giving them anything. They shouldn't have any access to you. You already know these people not right, but you keep allowing them to have access to you. God says, stop it. Set those boundaries. If you don't, God will. This has got to stop. And for those of you that have done this already, these people are trying to find a way to come in to get that time and that effort to be able to get your ear, to be able to dump their problems, their issues, and energy off on you again. But those boundaries have been set, and they've been set permanently. Because at the end of the day, this is the same energy. These people, this says, I'm pulling the hell up, okay? Because you're crazy. Take your meds. Damn. That's what this says. So somebody not taking a medication, somebody is mentally unstable, ungrounded. We keep getting this. And what I'm getting from this is that the energy we've been getting is people that is mentally unstable that's been taking their meds. They mentally unstable. They going through some things, but they went and got some medication, and they're working on that. But this particular person is, they ain't got off. They need medication. They either got off their medication or they need medication, and they either need medication, they have not went and got themselves taken care of, or they have medication and they stopped taking it. And this is coming up because this person, without them taking medication, and in this energy, you need to make sure that you are protecting, that you are on, that you are alert. That's what it is. That you are spiritually alert. That when you go out places or whatever, that you are spiritually alert, that before things even can transpire, you could be able to see and be able to divert anger, from angry people, divert this from people like this, and that may be coming around you, or maybe trying to attack you in some type of way. Not to scare anybody, because what? You're protected, but God always tells us. He always tells us not for you to be, oh Lord, I'm scared. No, because this is not to be fearful. What are you fearful for? If somebody was going to do something to you, they would have been and done it by now, a long time ago. But you've been protected, and they did want to do things to you, but you were protected. God brings these up because God always tell us. It's us that we don't listen. But God always gives us the information, not for fear. What are you fearing for? It's for acknowledgement. When you go out, now you can be mindful. He wants you to be mindful, to have your spiritual eyes on. We go out, we get in the hustle bustle, we get, oh, I got to get this stuff, I got to go to the store, I got to go. And you're not paying attention. You're not looking within your spiritual eyes. You're not alert. You just, so this is why God brings out messages. This is why God speaks it out and give it, hey, you going out and you're not being alert. You're not having your spiritual eyes on. You need to be focused, not scared, not fearful, mindful and focused. Because when you're focused, then you can pick up all of those spiritual things. You know, hey, no, I was going to go to that store. I ain't feeling it. I'm finna go home. No, I better cut this short. I think I better go home. I ain't feeling this. That's God telling you to go home. But if you just gonna try to get everything done because you feel like you got to get it done and not listening to what God is trying to tell you, which is go home. Just an example. So with that being said, I'm going to leave that there. Please let me know in the comments how this resonated with you. If it resonated with you. And like I said, from May 9th to June 9th, I will be assessing all of the comments. If you want to be, I want to say recognized, not recognized. If you want to be put into the drawing for the coaching session, then you need to comment. Your comment needs to be detailed. You need to, whatever you can share, but it needs to be detailed. Because when I read it, I keep reading your comments in each reading. By the time June 9th come, I know who I want to select. I know who God is trying to get me to work with. But if you just leaving an emoji and you trying to get selected, that ain't gonna work. Also, too, you need to already be subscribed. You need to try to share the video. You may not share them every time, but at least share some of the time. And also, the other requirement is to at least subscribe to my other channel. And so try to subscribe there. I don't post that much there because I'm focusing here, but I will be. And what about is going to be all signs. I'm going to be doing individual signs. Maybe you may be a Taurus here at Taurus moon, but I may do Taurus, the sun sign on that one. The moon, or whatever. Taurus, sun, moon, rising is here, but I may do a different type of Taurus reading there. If I do a Taurus reading there, I may not even do Taurus there, but it'll be a collective, and it also would be something that more than one reading. You may go here, and then if you want to get a reading, another message, you can go there and get a different type of message. So that's why I'm trying to get that one off the ground as well. As I said, I'm not on there that often, but that's going to change. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm committed. I need to be committed here first before I can just full-fledged. And all of this is taking my time, so I'm focused here. So anyway, that is the requirements, and I will be looking at the comments and looking in detail what you're saying and seeing if that's speaking to me. Is God speaking to me concerning? I will be looking at your comments, your name, so I can get familiar with you and who you are. I know some of my subscribers are already by name because they always comment and they've been here for a long time, so I know them. So I will be looking at your name, who you are, and what you're saying. So I will know by the time June 6th. And if I can't get anybody, get a connection with anybody by June 6th, then we gonna go further until we get it. I'm gonna get the right person. I'm just not gonna pick anybody. Whoever you are, you're gonna be picked by God. So I'm going to we gonna work. We're gonna work together. I'm gonna give you one session, but I'm gonna work with you. All right. So with that being said, and it's 2 people. So 2 people. I'm gonna pick 2 people. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you healing. And Trinity is